So guys, is it normal to date men but always be thinking, maybe when I finally date a girl, I'll actually like who I'm with? That's normal, right?
Welcome to The Wall. In today's video, we'll look at several modern women who are upset because men aren't choosing them to be wives. We'll see a woman who says she's tired of being almost to everyone and someone to no one, and another who says that a woman who's had many encounters with men shouldn't be judged or criticized for it. If men do it, then women should be able to as well. Your support means a lot to us. Please give us a like and subscribe to the channel. We're aiming for 150,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Share your experiences and advice in the comments. That's what helps this community grow. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any videos. Alright, let's get started.
So I've posted a couple videos recently talking about modern women and what their standards are and what modern women are looking for. And I've gotten a lot of comments from men saying that they are not looking for a modern woman. They want a traditional woman and that there aren't enough of them out there. So that had me thinking, like, well, what is the difference between a modern woman and a traditional woman? I wrote some notes here to distinguish the difference. A modern woman is someone who's independent. She has a full-time career. She prioritizes career and education over family and children. She is strong and wants to be taken seriously. And you'll probably hear her say things like, I don't need no man to support me and never depend on a man. A traditional woman is someone who focuses on family and children. She cooks and she cleans. She knows how to take care of her man mentally, emotionally, and physically. She's graceful and nurturing and, I'm gonna say it, submissive. So, for all the modern women out there, I hear all the time that they want a traditional man, but it's sounding to me like traditional men don't actually want modern women. And I can't tell you how many times I hear women say they don't cook, they don't clean, but yet they want a man to pay all their bills. So I'm just curious, women, do you consider yourself modern or traditional? And what kind of man are you actually looking for? And for men, what are the qualities that you're looking for in a woman if it's not a modern woman?
Men don't want modern women because most of them are selfish. They demand a lot, but offer very little. These are women who will tell you they're strong and independent, and their demands, or as they call them, standards, are for men with the 666 of the apocalypse, 6 feet tall, earning 6 figures, with a six-pack abs, the famous 666. But what will she give you in return? Nothing more than her presence. A traditional woman, on the other hand, is focused on the partnership. We're a team. She understands that the relationship is shaped by the man's direction and the woman's rhythm. She's someone who performs acts of service for her partner, and that's not about submission. It's about caring for her man just as he'll care for her. Modern women, especially those in the purple-haired crowd, just can't wrap their heads around doing something for their man. Working is optional, because with the economy as it is, not every man minds if his woman works. That whole idea was more a feminist invention than anything men actually wanted.
So actually you deserve a love that's not gonna make you feel crazy and overthink all the time. You deserve a love that you don't have mixed feelings about. You deserve a love that doesn't make you cry yourself to sleep at night. You deserve a love that you can trust. The grass is always greener on the other side, which is why we miss people so bad even though they hurt us. And also humans have so much duality, so it's easy to focus on what you don't have. And when someone's hurting you really bad, you just want to get out. But if you get out, you might miss being hurt really bad. For some reason. And you might look for that, you might want it back because it's easy and because it's comfortable and because you're already known by somebody. And getting to be known by somebody is a long process. And if you've taken the time to do that with someone already and it didn't work out, it just seems sometimes futile to try and do it again. Because what's all the hassle in being known and loved just for it to... But you don't have to go back to somebody who hurt you because you deserve to be known and loved by someone who would not do that to you. There's love out there without, you know? There's love out there that feels like, instead of, so just hold out. Hold out, man. Be your own best friend. Like, spend some time with some trees. Let it come to you.
Oh, hell no!
What you clearly need is therapy. First off, the woman who popularized that cow ring among modern women should be in jail because, honestly, it looks terrible. This type of woman is someone you'll never be happy with, and do you know why? Because they bring instability into your life. As I always say, men should avoid chaos in their lives. These are women who don't know what they want. One moment, they're in a stable relationship but craving chaos. When they're in chaos, they want stability. These are women used to dating chads, men who bring nothing to the table and keep them on that emotional roller coaster. When a woman gets accustomed to that, it's hard for her to break free. As I said, she needs therapy to detox from the chat.
Okay, I finished Nobody Wants This on Netflix because I'm in my apartment unpacking because I just moved to a new apartment and I have nothing to do except unpack. And it doesn't look like I unpacked at all today, but I did. And god damn it, is it such a good show because I am single and I am a hopeless romantic again, and I am so sick and tired of being everybody's almost and nobody's somebody. Does that make sense to anybody else? Like, does that sentence make sense to anybody else? Can anybody else relate to that? Like, I want to be the person getting kissed in the street. And spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. If you haven't watched it, spoiler alert. I want to be the person that says, don't follow me, that they fucking follow. Until then, there's wine.
This is the kind of woman who wants something she herself distances herself from. How so? It's simple. There's a saying that goes, first impressions count. And even though we're in a time where people want to live in this cloud of nobody should judge me, there's still something called common sense. Look at this woman, with her arms covered in tattoos. She's clearly selling the image of a woman to have a good time with a bad girl, not a wife. Men notice that. The next thing is, what market are you aiming for? A man with traditional values isn't going to look for this type of woman for marriage, maybe for a fun adventure, but not to settle down. Men who do have tattoos, who are into this kind of look, are usually guys who don't like marriage either because they're bad boys who are just looking for fun. That's why she can't get them to stay. Her desires don't align with the direction her life is going. She wants a kind of love that comes from a certain type of man who doesn't want that kind of woman. Tell me if I'm wrong, brothers.
Why is everyone so obsessed about body counts? If guys sleep with thousands of women, it doesn't matter. They're legends and it doesn't count. They can just do whatever they want. But women, on the other hand, we're not allowed to sleep with anyone. Ever. Things are still so backwards in 2024 because I feel like it's still only ever acceptable for guys to go out and have fun, but not women. I've been in long-term relationships for most of my life, but I've also been single here and there. But honestly, I do not care about my body count or anyone else's. I don't know why people are still obsessing over that. Can we just make it stop? Like, who cares? If I'm single and I feel like having fun, I'm gonna go and have fun. Go and judge me if you want to. I don't really care. If guys can do it, women should too.
And that's why men don't want modern women, because they always have this idea that if a man can, then I can too. But the social standing of men and women works differently. A man who has many women often possesses a set of qualities that attract many women to him. A good physique, financial stability, social skills, height. He brings a lot to the table. On the other hand, a woman, just by being a woman, would already have a lot of men interested in her, especially if she has a pretty face. So when a man finds out you've had many past relationships, he understands that your standards for choosing a partner are low, that being in a relationship with you comes with a high risk of being cheated on, that you're not committed, and that the men you know either have had something with you or want to in the future. You know what that makes you? A giant red flag. Women with a high number of past partners are more likely to be unfaithful. A traditional man looks for loyalty, feminine energy, and for a woman to maintain her dignity. If two of those three things are at risk from the start, how do you think you'd be a good choice?
Y'all are toxic. I love it. I do it for the girls and the girls only. This one is something I did by accident, but it worked and I kept it up here ever since. So I had this guy that was coming over regularly, and I made it a point to be known early on that I didn't like sports. I don't want to watch sports with you. I don't care about sports at all. When I kind of took a week or two break from seeing him, I was hanging out with someone else. So the next time regular guy came over, he knows my apartment. So he went to sit down on my couch And he looks over and he's like, what is that? I'm like, what? He goes, is this your cup? I'm like, looking, it's a sports cup. It's like a sports Tervis. I go, that is not my cup. And he was like, all right, so whose cup is this? And I just looked at him and just kind of smiled. He goes, you've had another guy over here? And I just said, well, you're the one who said you didn't want to have a relationship, so what did you think this was? So he was mad. He was really mad. If your guy's not a sports guy, get yourself an anime cup.
And this is why I say they're a red flag. Women who like to have men for casual encounters aren't suitable as partners. She even admits it herself. She had a man who came over frequently, then took a 2-week break from him to try out someone new, whom she also brought to her place for another encounter. Tell me, what warning signs do you see in this woman? A woman with low standards for men, who gives easy access to her bed, who moves on to a new man and, if another opportunity arises, puts her current situation on hold to try out someone else. You might say she doesn't owe him anything, that they aren't in a relationship, but this is how she becomes someone for men's amusement, not someone who becomes a wife. Later, she'll wonder why men care about how many partners she's had, because she's a high-risk woman. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. What do you think about high-risk women? What are your thoughts on the woman who says she's tired of being the girl for fun, but not the one chosen for marriage? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from the wall.